At least 6 people, including a 6-year-old boy, were killed and over 50 injured after Russia launched a massive overnight barrage of missiles and drones on Kyiv, Ukrainian officials reported Tuesday. The deadly strike comes just days ahead of an August 8th deadline set by US President Donald Trump for Russian President Vladimir Putin to agree to a ceasefire or face severe economic penalties. According to Timur Tkachenko, the head of Kyiv's military administration, the death toll may rise as emergency crews work to clear debris in more than 27 affected areas across the capital. One of the strikes hit a residential high-rise building. An entire entrance was destroyed, said Ukraine's Interior Minister Igor Klimenko, who confirmed that rescuers were still pulling survivors from the rubble. 4 fatalities occurred in Kyiv's Sviatoshinsky district, while 2 more were confirmed in Solomiansky, including a child. More than 20 people were injured in the hardest-hit districts, and 29 required hospitalization. Among the injured were 3 police officers, Klimenko added. The attack, described by Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko as one of the worst in recent months, shattered windows at a children's hospital, damaged a kindergarten and school, and left railway infrastructure in disrepair. President Volodymyr Zelensky released harrowing footage of the aftermath, showing mangled buildings and emergency responders digging through rubble. Kyiv is under massive drone attack. Make no mistake, this is Putin's response to President Trump's deadline, said Megan Mobbs, daughter of US Special Envoy for Ukraine Keith Kellogg on X, formerly Twitter. He is testing American resolve and strength. We must not be found wanting. In the early hours of July 31st, Russian forces unleashed over 300 drones and 8 missiles, not just on Kyiv, but on multiple regions throughout Ukraine. Damage was also reported in Holosivsky and Shevchenkivsky districts. One hospital, an educational institution, and multiple residential complexes were among the targets. The assault comes just days after Trump, speaking during a visit to the United Kingdom, slashed an earlier 50-day ultimatum to just 10 or 12 days. In an audio clip released by the White House, Trump said, 10 days from today, and then we're going to put on tariffs and stuff. He stopped short of calling Putin dishonest, but remarked that the Russian leader's rhetoric did not match his actions. We were going to have a ceasefire and maybe peace, and all of a sudden you have missiles flying into Kyiv. Trump's proposed economic retaliation could be sweeping. The new sanctions are expected to include secondary penalties on countries continuing to purchase Russian energy and military goods, potentially hitting China, India, and others. India has already been targeted, with Trump recently announcing 25% tariffs set to take effect August 1st over New Delhi's ongoing trade with Moscow. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha condemned the attack and called on the international community to respond. It's a horrible morning in Kyiv. There are still people under the rubble, he said. Trump has been very generous and patient with Putin, but now it's time to apply maximum pressure. As Kyiv counts its dead and clears the destruction, the world watches with increasing urgency. The next 10 days could determine not just the trajectory of the war in Ukraine, but the future of US-Russia relations, and whether Trump's threat of tariffs and stuff will mark a turning point in the conflict.